Hello everybody, Junior Cruddy here and or Ready for short, and today I want to come through and check out the Guilty Gear story trailer and give it a little bit of an analysis. I'm a lore head when it comes to stuff like this, especially the Guilty Gear lore. I'm actually infatuated with it. I really love the Guilty Gear lore, and I want to give a deep dive, give analysis and see stuff that we can pull up, stuff that we know it is. I may not know like everything, like the deep details, but I can point out some stuff and maybe give some hints to what may happen next. Yes, that with everything I'm saying, I'm kind of getting flustered, but this video is definitely dedicated to my friend Jakobi. I told him this is for him, and I will run through the story, analyze and see what I can find, and hopefully he can enjoy this video along with everyone, with us, the crew, all of us doing this video, analyzing, searching, seeing what we can find, new stuff, interesting stuff, and hopefully, I keep saying hopefully because I really want to get into it. I'm super excited. You say hopefully, but hopefully we get a really fun time and just see what the story has to offer. Heads up, we're playing the English trailer just for easier, for simpler reasons, to keep it simple, keep it straight through so we can go right through it. Also, I will be stopping mid trailer because I've already watched this trailer, so I'm running this video. I'm creating this or watching this trailer with the assumption that you've already watched it before. So if you haven't watched it, there will be a link down below for the trailer, and just go watch it, and you can come back and we can do the analysis and stuff like that. But I don't want to hold you for too much longer, so let's just hop straight into it. Volume check, because I never remember.
As the name would imply,
I'm pretty sure this is that man talking to you.
This book makes
I think this is the first time we ever hear his English voice. It's pretty cool. Yep.
Crafted our future.
And this shows like, you know, I think that's, hold on, let's run that back. I think that's the US. I don't think that's Illyria. I think that's the US that's in the computers, because their suits they're not Illyrian suits, so I'm pretty sure that's the US they're showing right there. And I think, oh, this is London. This is the stage London. It's probably where my man's axe would be at. That's that man. You see his new cut. He got the little thing on his eye. You know, that's how you know it's him, because that's the thing he had at the end of the Rev 2 story mode. You see more of his face, more clear glimpses of his face and stuff like that. But that is definitely that man. An interesting thing. Well, when he shows up again, you'll see. I want to talk about. But okay. That's my boy Leo.
Sent us a summons letter for Seoul.
That's right. The presence of the gear maker has done nothing to slow their plans to hold G4.
Dino.
So they're talking about G4, you know, like, you know, they be bugging, okay? I want to talk about the summons for Seoul, because later in the trailer, you'll see that, like, the US kind of isn't really, it doesn't look like they're banging with Illyria that much. It doesn't look like they're banging with Illyria. So I want to know why they have a summons for Seoul. Maybe to get Seoul on their side, or maybe they want to summon for Seoul, like, get his head. But so I don't think, as of this story, Soul might have a bounty, but I don't think Soul is recognized as the hero of the world. Like, if you play the tutorial for Shrive, they say it. Soul is recognized as the hero of the world. Like, cause he's like everybody sees as a hero. So I highly doubt it's like, you know, to get Soul out of here. I think it's to get Soul on their side, or just to get Soul support, because now everybody's like, yo, Soul's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. He's not doing a lot.
He's on the move, and they're holding a party. Doesn't take a
And Ino, as we know, Ino is the main villain of the story, or so it. From all the information that we have so far, Ino is the main villain of the story, and it's been like this for a while. Ino hasn't been the main villain for a while, but Ino has always. I don't want to say wow, but Ino hasn't been the main villain, like, so prominently. Ino has always been working for, or she's been seen working with that man, but from Ino's, like from her introduction, Ino was never considered a good guy. Everybody knew that Ino was not on team players. She was not on team good guys, save the world, stop justice, all that other stuff. She wasn't with that. She wasn't on that side. She did what she wanted. She was the bad guy. That was Ino's role, and in this game is leading up to Ino being the main villain of this game and her being the biggest baddie. As you can see, Leo yelling like, "Hey yo, we got to do something about Ino." Like, Leo's a very serious guy when it comes to his role. So like, if you see Leo yelling like, "We need to get Ino," it's a problem. Like, it's already a problem, but like, go get Ino. She's the bad guy. And then right here you can see like her picture of her bounty and stuff right here. This is her old outfit right here. This is her outfit from the previous games. The last time she ever wore this outfit was Exit. But right here you just can see like the information on her. You can't really read it because the text isn't readable, but you can see her picture right here. Just a picture of her, just like this is her bounty. And they're like, bro, get her. You see her name right there at the bottom. She's already classified as like a threat. She's in. They got her ringed up. Like they want to get her out of here. She's the bad guy.
Our second Santa's name is Eno. She's an internationally wanted criminal.
There you go. I think this guy's interesting. I don't remember seeing his face, but those just from his glasses is usually to like from character design, they're going to be on something. But like his glasses is interesting. He kind of I don't know why I thought of Giovanni when I saw him, but his glasses look interesting nonetheless, and I think he's gonna be a important role. I don't know much about him, so I don't want to speak on it.
We were tasked with
There go
checking
Amelia.
the security system for G4 and the architecture
So
of the house
you
for
see,
any blind spots.
so they're patrolling and all that stuff. That's the White House right there. They're patrolling.
It's a mere jack.
Interesting about this, Milia and Zato, they was with the Assassin's Guild. The Assassin's Guild really wasn't like considered like a very nice group, to be honest. But if you read up on their character overviews for this game, they work for the government. I know Milia for a fact works for the government. Like they work for the government. Milia and Zato, they're like a pair now, and they work for the government. So I'm guessing with the Assassin's Guild, because how Exert 2 ended, with Rev 2 ended, like we're seeing Slayers, seeing Bitmans and Venoms encounter all that other stuff. I'm guessing Assassin's Guild is either normal or is inactive at the moment, because they work for the government, or they're trying to I guess since they work for the government, they work for Kai, they work for Leo, they're trying to help the world, all that good stuff. So now I think this is interesting, because does that mean if they still do have ties with the Assassin's Guild, could they bring them ties over and like kind of affect the story in some type of way? Because if that's the case, if they're here and they work for the government, then that definitely means that Slayer is somewhere. And I think if Slayer knows that, then I think Slayer's going to pop up. Because I don't think Slayer was like, you got to stay here. Slayer wasn't like that. But like if they're here, then that means that Slayer's definitely going to play some part in like what you were before, if that makes sense.
We can all laugh it off.
Is that man somehow two different people?
That comment is really interesting too. That man is two different people comment. I really can't talk much about it, but it's really interesting.
But now
And this the president, yeah.
Mind
It's the
blowing
president
away
of the
your
United
feelings.
States. This G4.
My
They go
fight
that man. Every time, what I'm trying to say is every time we see that man, he looks like he's in a confined space. And what would make sense, but look at the coat he has on. It's like I think they have him locked up. They might have him locked up, or they have him like in a certain place where they can keep eyes on him, and he has to do like research room or something like that. Cause he looks like he has like Kyle's type of outfit on.
at long last.
He looks like he's in a confined space every time you see him,
My world peace experiment.
and he's still pulling some type of strings from behind the scenes. But I'm really interested. I want to get this off the way real quick. I think him and Eno were always known to like be in cahoots, but I'm guessing since he's been revealed, and I believe they have him under wraps, I wonder if Eno just cut ties with him completely, and now she's on her own role. And then you see Naoko Ryuki. It's another clip of him doing something. Like he comes out of a place, and I want to talk about that. Yeah, and this was they say they lost the nuke against us. They try to come at us. That's why I was saying like I don't think the United States is exactly banging with Valeria, so that is a big part of the conflict, and that's probably what the main bad guys are using against them to get their upper ground. As you can see right here, this is Arya. Arya, if you don't know, Soul's woman. She was with Soul, that man, and like the origins of the story. Basically, long story short, that man took Arya, used her to create justice. Soul was like, that's fucked up. He used them to make gears. So them three worked on the gear project. This is just a little bit of rambling, but just hold with me. They made the gear project. So that man took Soul, turned Soul into a gear, but Soul was an incomplete gear, and he turned Arya into justice. And Soul wasn't banging with that. He was like, Arya, that's my girl. What are you doing? Cut it out. That ain't funny. So he was like, you mess all this up. You just ruined me, man. Why would you do that to me? Set off for that man. All of Guilty Gear's like line has been Soul encountering with justice and Soul trying to get to that man. In the last game in XRF 2, at the end of the story, we find out that Jacko and it's like Noelle with Blaze Blue. There's a ton of Noelles. There's a ton of Arya's. Because, like, Arya's soul was, like, split up into different people. And the two people you need to know that Arya's soul was split up into for sure is Justice and Jacko. At the end of XRF 2, Jacko transforms into Arya because her soul, the soul in Arya, basically comes from Jacko and turns Arya into Jacko. That's why you looking at Arya right here. She has red hair, but she's sporting Jacko's fit, and she has the halo that Jacko has. So there's a lot more stuff to Jacko, but I really don't know like the deep details of it. And if we did go into deep details, it's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother video. Oh my gosh. But that's what you need to know about Arya, her basics, why she's here, how she got here. Basically, they stopped the I forgot her name, Ilya Paradis. I forgot her name, but you see her in like the first story trailer for the game. They got her locked up because she was the main bad guy of XRF 2, and they basically she was trying to use Elfeld to get justice. Elfeld to get back to justice, and destruction, raining down, destroy everything. It was really bad. Kai, Soul, Sin, the gang came up, stopped her, and that's how they got Elfeld back. And then from what they were trying to get at justice, they got Jacko because they needed her because, that's part of Arya's soul. They got her. Arya came out, like I said, and now she's here. And she's talking to Eno inside this room, which I think is pretty cool because I want to know. Obviously, Eno and Arya would have ties because Jacko worked with that man. And that man is obviously a part of the group that Soul and Arya was a part of. So he obviously had relations. I want to say relations. He was in the group with the soul that he part of Arya's soul with. And Eno had ties with that man. So now that man seems to be confined, and if it's correct that Eno did split ties with him, or Eno is walking on her own accord while still keeping a relationship that she had in her head, I can go back to it, this, that, and the other. But she's the bad guy. It makes sense why she's talking to Arya in this scenario. And I want to know where they're at because Arya's with Soul now. And so, they want to stop Eno. So I don't think Arya would work with Eno to try to do anything bad. So if anything, she would try to take down Eno with Soul. So I think it's interesting that she's in this room with Eno at all. And I want to know what this room is. Like that little spot on the wall looks interesting. The little candle right there. It seems to be a confined space. If you look at the floor, like underneath them, it seems like some type of textile, some type of symbol on it. So maybe a confined space. But in this scene, you see Eno and Arya talking to each other, which is pretty cool because it hints at exactly the depth and the more important characters in how everything goes.
Exactly is your wish. It would kill this world and birth a new universe.
There you go. Her goal right there. I don't know if that's exactly her main goal or like the pivotal goal, but basically, let's just run it back what she said.
Launched weapons against Illyria. Do something about it. This is about to start another world war.
What exactly is your wish? It would kill this world and birth a new universe.
So she said, "Kill this world, birth a new universe." It seems as though it cut out a little bit for what she was trying to say, but it seems though like the universe. The first thing I thought of when I heard of the universe is referencing the backyard, but I think they kind of handled the backyard in the last game, but it's Guilty Gear. I highly doubt it. So that may be what she's referring to as birthing a new universe or just creating a world where she can have her own reign.
It does indeed sound like the work of a god.
Yep. That mention of a god is really interesting because it kind of puts a lot of stuff into perspective when you see the stuff that man does and you see the stuff that Eno does throughout the series. So Kai saying that alone, it just kind of pieces together like, damn, they're bugging, and if we don't stop them, everything gets put into one person's hand, and we don't need that. And you see Axel right here. You see Axel has the ability to stop time. He also has the same ability as Eno. They both have like time-based abilities, and like they have Eno and Axel have a connection, and I think in this game it's going to be even bigger from what we've seen. So I'm really interested in seeing how Axel and Eno play a part, and I think Axel's gonna be one of the more bigger characters in this story for the mere fact that Eno is being seen as the main villain.
For too long, I've chosen to.
This is what I'm talking about. Nagoriyuki comes out like this door, and if you come back right here, you see Soul pull up like to like the similar, because like it's a similar lighting in the back, like the structures look kind of the same, and it seems so. I'm thinking like Nagoriyuki pops out that door, and then Soul sees him pop out that door. He runs and he tries to get him. So that's what I'm saying. Like I think in Nagoriyuki's overview, it says that Nagoriyuki is from Nigeria. Like that's his place of origin. So I'm guessing like this door may be a portal to this maybe a portal to connect other points throughout the world, because how did he get here? I'm guessing, I'm taking a hard guess that they're in Illyria. So how did he get from Nigeria to Illyria, and why is So attacking him for that? So Soul was like, who is this random man popping out this damn door, warp, whatever? And he goes like, yo, what are you doing? And then Nagoriyuki's like, yo, what's up with you? You know, and then that happens. So it's kind of from first glance, seeing Nagoriyuki come out and then seeing So attack Nagoriyuki, it seems like Nagoriyuki may not be a good guy, but may in fact be a villain. But it could just be like he's unknowing, and since they don't know where he's from, they're just going to assume you're the worst, you know, you're the bad guy. So maybe he's just like, I'm just here doing what I want to do. I don't know why y'all attacking me. I'm just kind of lost. And then like you kind of figure that out throughout the story, like, oh, he's just here on his own will. But another clip may prove that wrong, and that's coming up soon.
But if there are
I love this. I just need to reference this clip because this clip is so cool. Just seeing So and Arya riding together, I love it so much.
things I truly
Yeah, this clip. She is Giovanna, and she's fighting Nago inside this office right here. If you don't know, Giovanna's character she's a bodyguard for the president of the United States. So this looks like the White House hall. So I'm guessing Nagoriyuki makes it to the USA, and he gets in the White House hall, and he tries to go into the White House, or the just the main room in general, and Giovanna's like, can't let you do that, gotta stop you. But my question is, we know Giovanna's doing her job and she's doing her task. Why does Nagoriyuki want to get into the White House office? What is he trying to do? Like, if anybody just tries to walk in, they're going to stop him no matter. They don't need to know your intention, but I want to know exactly what is Nagoriyuki's intention for going inside the White House, because I think that's really interesting too. What exactly he might want to be doing.
For too long, I've chosen
I just want to hear what that man said again, because it's pretty
But if there are
important.
two things I truly need to erase from this world. They are the Tome of Origin and Soul, that guy. And I'll
Because Soul is kind of an irregularity in this world. He kind of upsets things and what people want to happen, mainly the bad guys, and there goes on what they want to happen. And it seems that man is still on some BS. I don't think he would just get off in one game, because he's always on it. But it seems as though Soul and the Tomb of Origin are going to be two main plot points in this game that either A, one of the others is going to get rid of, or B, everybody's going to try to get their hands on. And then I think that's the White House hall again. You see Soul and Nagoriyuki duffing it out in. Yep, it looks like the same hall that he was fighting Giovanna in. And it seems that Soul's a little bit dusted up right here when he's going at Nagoriyuki. So maybe he had a battle before this. Maybe he had to fight somebody else before he got in here. And maybe Soul was trying to either protect something in the White House, or Nagoriyuki changed his ideals, or there's something there that Nagoriyuki wants to protect and Soul was trying to get through. Or maybe they just don't like each other and they just having a rising conflict. But whatever it is, the White House is around the conflict that is going on between Soul and Nagoriyuki, as we can see with everything that's going on.
Even if it's one I only just discovered.
let's settle things between us right now.
Yep. That was a really good trailer. And then we hear a voice, but this is English. Oh, wait, no, yeah.
That was an awfully short vacation.
That's Soul's English voice.
On the bright side, it was your longest yet.
I'm going to guess that's either, because in the Japanese dub, it sounded like Dizzy. It sounded like Dizzy, but I was like, there's no way they made Dizzy sound like this in English. I don't believe it. I don't know, because I feel as though Dizzy would have a bit more of a mature voice. I don't think she would have like such a voice like that. That voice is like very upbeat and like, you know, very joyous. So I'm gonna guess that's Elfelt. I'm gonna take a hard guess on that's Elfelt talking to Soul right there. A hard guess. But yeah, before we leave, before we wrap it up watching the video and all of that, that's something else I want to check out, because I haven't even seen this yet. And this is the revealing the story trailer, the whole document. I want to say document, the whole article on it. They released it on the Good to Get Sharp website. You can go check it out yourself. Go to news and you can scroll down, you'll find it. I haven't even seen this yet, but I want to check this out, because I know this has information of the story mode and stuff like that. So I think that'd be nice to see. So be sure to check out the trailer and see for yourself. Exciting new features, new scenes featuring better new characters. Ryuki Soul working with his newly red-haired Jacko and revelations of that man Oscar Kurtz. The trailer is a must-see for fans of the story and world. I wanna know why they're calling her Jacko, because I can almost guarantee that like they was like, yo, Arya's here. So I think it's weird they're calling her Jacko. So I guess maybe Jacko's personality is due being more prominent or still in the emerging state. But I'm pretty sure that's Arya. I'm almost certain like the girl that's with him is more Arya than anything. It's more of we consider Arya. In this mode, you can enjoy the get to story like a movie. Movie, no input from your controllers required. You can learn about the characters and turns that appear in the stories as allow you to do the pause menu anytime. It's pretty cool. No need to worry if you're new to the series. Be sure to check out the GG volume of story presented in stunning graphics with fully voiced renowned voice actors. Yes, sir. Okay, so then we have screenshots here. These are screenshots that we see a bit in the trailer, like that man right here. We got the infamous, the best picture to come out of that trailer, Sato on the computer. And then we got X looking at everybody in stop time right there. And the outside looks pretty weird too. So I'm guessing I don't think this may be the backyard, but I highly doubt that. But the outside looks pretty weird. That's something interesting. And then we see our boy Soul just chilling, doing what he do, looking kind of sad because nobody gives him a break. Guilty Gear Strive story. After defeating the threat known as the Universal Will, that was Shorty from XRF 2, Soul Bad Guy enjoyed a brief moment of peace until he heard the shocking news. Asuka Arcurt, known as That Man, who left his mark and as the world's worst criminal in all of history by creating gears and initiating crusades, surrendered to the US government. Oh, okay. The man will turn him into a gear. Despite Soul currently seeking revenge on him, he was once a close friend. Trying to guess Asuka's true intentions, Soul stood up with his weapon in hand. The time had come to let settle his fate with Asuka Arcurt. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's confined. So he's in the US government. That's probably why Soul was trying to get in the office. He was trying to get to Asuka. And maybe Asuka is playing a role, is playing with the heads of the US government. That's why they got them to launch a nuke on Illyria. And that's maybe why Nago was there too, because he's trying to do something about that man. That's why he showed up there too. But maybe they have two different goals, and it'll get Soul and Nagoriyuki, it'll give them away what they're trying to do with that man in particular. So that's why they're butting his there, and maybe Giovanna's is there to protect the White House because that's her job. So she's like, I can't just let you do what you want. So yeah. Alright, Soul Bad Guy, the main character. He was once Frederick Bolsara, an American scientist, but he was turned to a biological weapon known as the gear at Asuka's hands. No longer human, he developed the gear cell limiter device he wears as a headgear. That's basically limits his dragon install right there. Once he was able to maintain a human form, he blended into society by working as a bounty hunter, going by the name Soul Bad Guy. He pursued Asuka. After learning Asuka's true intentions during the fight with the Universal Will, he plans to settle things with Asuka, their misunderstandings aside. Yep, that's pretty much Soul Story summed up right there. That's all. It's pretty much Soul Story for like a bunch of the Guilty Gears. This is what he's been trying to do. That's his main goal, to get to Asuka. And Jacko Valentine, an artificial life created to prevent Justice's resurrection. Half of the soul of Soul's lover Arya remains within her, and she has Arya's memories. She prevented Justice's awakening by fusing with the soul of Arya, whose body became Justice. During the battle with the Universal Will, Arya's soul was completely revived, but her consciousness remains dormant within Jacko. Yup, that's what. Okay, that makes a bunch of sense. Yeah, so Arya's there. Her consciousness is just. It's in the process. She is currently working with Soul as a bounty hunter. That's dope. She's a bounty hunter duo with Soul now. That's sick. I can't wait to see that. But yeah, that's a very good summary of how Arya and Jacko kind of work together and how they play a part and where Justice comes in. That's a really good summary. Like that's what you need to know. Asuka Arcurt, that man, that's the main antagonist. There you go. For like the past couple of Guilty Gears. I think in this one the main antagonist may be Ino, but if it's not Ino, it's him. It is him. He worked as a researcher on the Gear project with Soul and Arya and was a close friend of them, seeking extra time to find a method to cure Arya of her daily illness and for her to live together with Soul. Once she's been cured, he transplanted them with both Gear cells. At the same time, the military began intervening with his research. Wanting to avoid gears being used by the military, Asuka developed the ultimate gear, Justice, who could command all other gears with Arya as the body. However, Justice went berserk due to the interference by the Universal Will, which sought to destroy humanity. Thus began the Crusades. Asuka became known as the Gear Maker and was labeled the devil responsible for misery that followed. He concealed his face and real name for a long time, but he showed himself after defeating the Universal Will with everyone. He then surrendered himself to the United States, attracting attention from all over the world. So he kind of has like a tragic hero type energy to him. You know, what he did was kind of for the sake of the people that he cared about, but in the end he kind of messed everything up, and he kind of just went with that flow, and everybody was like, nah bro, we not banging with that. So he has that kind of tragic hero appeal. But this is the story of that man or Asuka or Crutz, and this is what you need to know why people are coming after him, because he was the big baddie of the world, and everybody's like, yo, he just surrendered himself, he making himself known what is happening. And that's probably why so much attention is going to the US and why everybody's like butting heads right now. Nagaryuki, a samurai and vampire with a large build, blessed with a powerful frame and outstanding combat skills. He also has a supernatural ability of a vampire. His blade is vampiric, and his own thirst for blood lessens when his blade absorbs it. His mask also serves to reduce the increased thirst for blood he experiences during battle. He is actually a dedicated, honest person, but he finds himself facing off against soul and others. That's what I thought. So maybe he's a bit misunderstood in his goals right there. But everybody's been saying they think that Nagaryuki probably has something to do with Slayer, because Slayer is also a vampire. So people say maybe he has something to do with Slayer. So I believe that Nagaryuki and Slayer's stories are kind of intertwined, and we're going to see that with how the assassin skill has been left in Nagaryuki standing too. I think that's going to kind of connect, and that's how like either Slayer's going to appear through the assassin skill status or reputation, or he's going to appear through Nagaryuki, and I think that's how that's going to happen. Giovanna, a special forces officer who guards Vernon, the President of the United States. During battle, she allows herself to be possessed by the spirit wolf Ray, amazing her opponent with her superhuman speed. So that's pretty much all we get about Giovanna, like from everything that's been written about her. We just know that she's a bodyguard for the President of the United States, and that, you know, she just protects him. I really don't have much else to say about Giovanna, because I really just, there hasn't been so much revealed about her and like what she does, other than the fact that she's a bodyguard and she's just trying to make money. And Gold Lewis Dickinson, I'm so fucking childish. Gold Lewis Dickinson. So this is the dude I wanted to know about, so I actually get to read about him, so I think that's cool. The first active soldier to serve as the Secretary of Defense. He is friends with Vernon from their time in the military together, and with Erica since he took his position. Both of them trust him deeply, knowing him to be both loyal and funny. Okay, so I guess he's a friend of Vernon, the President of the United States. So I'm guessing he's a friend, and he's gonna try to be like, if anything happens, a mediator between the bunch, or he's probably just a communicator, because they say he serves as the Secretary of Defense. But I don't think, if that's the case, then I don't think it would be like that. I guess he would be more on the side of, if you try to oppose us, it's gonna be a problem. But I don't think that. I don't think he would be like that at all. I don't have much about his character. I don't understand a lot about his character, but I think he's gonna kind of be like a middle ground to like get things solved. In terminology, G4, the abbreviation of Group 4, an international meeting between the heads of the 4 developed countries. The countries involved with the Kingdom of Illyria, the United States of America, the Chinese Federation, and the Southern Hemisphere Oceania Federation. The heads of each country are allowed to bring a single knight as their guard. The next location is scheduled to be the United States, and Asuka's surrender has made the event the focus of international attention. Oh, so now they have to pop up in the place that Asuka's at, so that's probably where they're gonna, somebody's gonna launch an attack, or somebody's gonna do something wild, because Asuka's there, and since Asuka's there, somebody might do something wild. It's gonna be like, hey, this is a big conflict. That's probably where Ino's gonna show up. Ino's probably gonna show up at the United States conference when everybody's there, because having all the big heads in one place means you can wipe all of them out at one time, and Ino's extremely powerful and she has the ability to do that, so I can see why she would do that. And since everybody's going to be gathering at that place at one time, it's going to be like a big just hectic event. So I think that's what's going to happen. But it's just, I'm so excited. I can't wait to watch the story. I'm so excited to see so much stuff happening. It looks like Guilty Gear is finally coming to a conclusion with the story, or it's coming up to like a new part with like maybe like some new faces becoming main characters. But it looks like if this isn't the last part, then the first part of Guilty Gear is concluded, and I think that's really cool. I'm super excited to watch this story and see what happens. I really am. But I want to say thank you so much for coming through and checking out the story trailer with me and looking at all this little stuff with me. I'm a big little kid, so I just love looking at all this other stuff. And Jakobi, I really hope this helped you understand some of anything that's going on and helps you get into the story a bit more so you can have fun watching it. But I want to say thank you so much for coming through and checking out this video with me. I love you guys so much. And until I see you guys all again, I hope you all have a great